Hello everyone. In this slides we are going to see about the quantization error and its signal to noise ratio and also the delta modulation and the differential pulse code modulation. So the derivation of quantization error. So because of the quantization there will be no way for the receiver to compensate for approximation introduced in transmitted signal by quantizer. So this type of error is known as the quantization error. It will be mathematically denoted as epsilon is equal to xq of nts minus x of nts, where x of nts is message sample at t is equal to nts and xq of nts is quantized value. So the maximum quantization error is epsilon max, that is a modulus of del by 2. The limits will be ranges from minus del by 2 to del by 2. So if the step size del is considered as small, then it will be assumed to be intervals between minus del by 2 to del by 2. So the quantization error will be distributed. So the probability density function for quantization error can be defined as fx of epsilon is equal to 0, where epsilon is less than or equal to the minus del by 2 and the amplitude is 1 by del, then the limit will be minus del by 2 to del by 2, and if it is 0 means the limit will be epsilon is greater than or equal to del by 2. Okay, so the quantization power is noise power will be nq and it is expressed in the mean square value as nq is equal to E of epsilon squared, that is integral minus infinity to infinity epsilon squared fx of E epsilon into d epsilon. So it will be denoted as integral minus del by 2 to del by 2 epsilon squared into 1 by del d epsilon. So that is 1 by del into epsilon cube by 3. Limit will be from minus del by 2 to del by 2. So 1 by 3 del into del cube by 8 minus of minus del cube by 8. It will be answered as 1 by 3 del into 2 del cube by 8. That is nq is equal to del squared by 12. Next we are going to see about the signal to quantization noise ratio. So let us consider the signal m of t which will have the peak value of v peak. So the signal is sampled and quantized to L levels uniformly. So the step size will be del is equal to 2v peak by L. So if L is the quantization levels are encoded using the n bits, then we have L is equal to 2 power n. So using the above equation, we will have del is equal to 2v peak by 2 power n. So the quantization noise power is given by nq is equal to del squared by 12, that is 2v peak by 2 power n the whole squared by 12. So v squared peak by 3 into 2 power 2n. So hence the signal to quantization noise ratio is normalized signal power to the noise power. So it will be denoted by m of t bar the whole square divided by nq. It will be given as 3 into 2 power 2n into m of t bar the whole square divided by v squared peak. So 3 into 2 power 2n divided by alpha. Here alpha will be the v squared peak by m of t bar the whole square. So it means it is the peak to mean power ratio of the signal. So the signal to noise ratio will be denoted in decibel as SNR dq decibel is equivalent to 4.8 plus 6n minus alpha decibel. So here we have cases, we have applied the cases. That is, the case 1 means for any arbitrary message signal, the alpha is equal to 1 or alpha decibel is equal to 0. So SNRQ decibel is equal to 4.8 plus 6n. Next we have to see about the dynamic range. So dynamic range means it is the ratio of the largest possible magnitude to smallest possible magnitude, and it can be decoded by digital to analog converter. So it will be represented as dr is equal to x max by del. So in decibels we can denote it as the dynamic range as 20 log base 10 into dr, that is 20 log base 10 x max by del. So the number of quantization levels q and number of bits v and the dynamic range dr will be related as q is equal to 2 power v, that is dr plus 1. So log base 10 2 power v is equal to log base 10 dr plus 1. So v log base 10 2 is equal to log base 10 to dr plus 1. So here at last we will receive v is equal to log base 10 into dr plus 1 log base 10 2 is equal to log base 2 into dr plus 1. Next we have to going to see about the differential pulse code modulation. So in PCM we have these successive samples that are almost of equal amplitudes. So this will cause several identical PCM codes to be transmitted and which is redundant. So DPCM can solve this problem by transmitting the amplitude difference of two successive samples at the equal actual samples. So fewer bits will be required for DPCM. So here we are going to, we have seen about the waveform of the differential pulse code modulation and its working and applications. So in the x-axis we have mentioned it as x of NTS, and in y-axis we have given the x of t bit levels. So the bit levels will be in the 3 bit levels. So that is from 000 to 7 values, and the time value will be in the TS, T2 TS, 3 TS, etc. up to 10 TS. So it will be the ranges of the x of t values will be increases accordingly to the comparison of bit levels as well as the x of NTS values. Differential pulse code modulation. So the differential pulse code modulation, it will works on the principle of prediction value. So that is the value of the present sample is predicted from past samples. So the prediction may be not exact, but it is very close to the actual sample value. So that is DPCM will exploit lossy data compression to remove the redundancy inherent in a message signal such as voice or video. So to reduce the bit rate, we are going to transmit the data without series degradation in an overall system. So next we are going to see about the DPCM transmitter and receiver part. So here the figure shows the transmitter of the DPCM system. So the difference between the input signal x of NTS and the reconstructed signal x cap of NTS is calculated. So this difference in E of NTS is quantized by the quantizer. So a predictor generator will present the estimate of signal from the quantized difference and the previous estimates. Okay. So next we have to see that DPCM receiver. So this block diagram will shows the receiver part, and this will predict the generates the present reconstructed signal, that is x cap of NTS, and from its previous values and incoming DPCM signals. So the reconstructed signal is more accurate, and since the predictor considers the complete history of the reconstructed signal, that is x cap of NTS. The differential pulse code modulation will have the quantized signal values as Q of NTS is equal to Q of E of NTS is equal to E of NTS plus Q of NTS. So it will be denoted as U of NTS is equal to x cap of NTS plus E of NTS plus Q of NTS. So x cap of NTS plus E of NTS is equal to x of NTS. So U of NTS is equal to x of NTS plus Q of NTS. It is mentioned as quantized version of the input signal, that is x of NTS. So the quantized signal U of NTS at the predictor input will differ from original input input signal, that is x of NTS, by the quantization error. So the prediction will be good, and there will be the prediction error will be smaller than that of the variance level. So here we are going to see about the signal to noise ratio of the differential pulse code modulation. So it will be denoted as SNRO is equal to sigma squared x divided by sigma squared q. So it will be sigma squared x by sigma squared e into sigma squared e by sigma squared q. That is equal to GP of signal to noise ratio P. That is GP means it is a prediction gain. Okay. So signal to noise ratio prediction level will be sigma squared E by sigma squared Q, the prediction error to quantization noise ratio. So if the prediction gain will be greater than 1 means it will be represented as the gain in SNR. So due to the DPCM value. So for baseline signals, the variance of the signal is fixed and the prediction gain is maximized by minimizing the variance of prediction error. So the objective of this DPCM is to design the predictor so as to minimize the error variance. Next we are going to see about the delta modulation. So the delta modulation means it will transmit only the 1 bit per sample. So the present sample value is compared to the previous sample value and the indication. So whether the amplitude is increased or decreased is sent. So the input signal x of t is approximated to the step signal by the delta modulator. So this step size is fixed. So the difference between the input signal x of t and the staircase approximated signal confined to two levels, that is plus del and minus del. If the difference is positive, then the approximated signal is increased by one step, that is del. If the difference is negative, then the approximated signal is reduced by del. So when the step is reduced to 0, it is transmitted, and if the step is increased, 1 is transmitted. So this type of analog signal x of t is transmitted in the staircase, and it is approximated by the signal by the delta modulator. So the key attributes about the delta modulations are, the first one is delta modulation is simplest method for analog to digital conversion, and it uses the 1 bit per sampling period. It is a 1 bit ADC. It also requires a sampling rate much greater than the Nyquist rate, and it is commonly 4 or 5 times the Nyquist rate. The delta modulation is closely related to DPCM. So in DM we use the first order predictor, that is one time delay TS is the predictor. So in DM uses the very simple hardware, and it is a low cost for the reasoner. So the transmitted output is a binary stream of pulses at Fs, and it will give the stepwise approximation, that is MQ of T to M of T. Next we have to see, going to see about the DM transmitter. So the transmitter part, we are using the x of NTS as the input signal, and x cap of NTS is the reconstructed signal. So the error L of NTS is the difference between the input signal x of t and the reconstructed signal x cap of NTS. So the 1 bit quantizer will provides, that is B of NTS is equal to plus del if the error is positive, and B of NTS is equal to minus del if the error is negative. Okay, so this is nothing but the delta modulation signal. So the 1 bit delayed reconstructed signal will be x cap of NTS is equal to U of n minus 1 into TS, that is added with the DM signal. So it will produce the latest reconstructed signal. Next we are going to see about the delta modulation waveform. Here the delta modulation waveforms. The delta modulation signal is added with 1 bit delayed, and it will be reconstructed with the signal of U of n minus 1 into TS. This is called as the accumulator operation. So in this topic we are transmitting the 1 bit sample per simplified hardware, and it will increases the sampling rate. So here DM will transmits only the 1 bit per sample, and it transmits whether the del is positive or negative. To reduce the quantization error and slope overload distortions, the del must be small as possible. So the sampling duration TS must be very small so that input signal does not change by large amount. So hence the signaling rate of DM increases, the hardware cost is reduced. Since only the plus del or minus del is to be transmitted, this will reduce the receiver or transmitter costs. Here we are going to see about the delta demodulation, that is the receiver part. So the DM signal is added with 1 bit delayed reconstructed signal, that is U of n minus 1 into TS. This is the accumulator operation. So the reconstructed signal is then passed through the low pass filter for smoothing purposes. So the cutoff frequency of this low pass filter is equal to highest signal frequency in x of t. So we will receive U of NTS is equal to U of NTS minus TS plus or minus del, or U of n minus 1 into TS plus B of NTS. So the previous sample approximation is restored by delaying the one sample period, that is TS. So the sampled input signal and staircase approximated signals are subtracted to get the error signal. So at the receiver side, the accumulator and the low pass filters are used. So the accumulator will generate the staircase approximated signal output and is delayed by one sampling period. It is then added to the input signal. If the input is binary 1, then it adds the plus del step to previous output. If the input binary is 0, then the one step del is subtracted from the delayed signal. So the low pass filter has the cutoff frequency and it will be equal to the highest frequency in x of t. So this filter will smoothen the staircase signal to reconstruct the signal as x of t. Next, advantages. So the advantages is it will transmit only 1 bit for one sample. The transmitter and the receiver implementation is very much simple for delta modulation. So disadvantages is slope over distortion and granular noise are the main disadvantages of the delta modulation. Thank you.